So my name is Micheál O'Cinnéide. I'm one of the directors of Corrib Beo, and this video is to tell the story of the week we had during Heritage Week in August 2022 around the Corrib. And we had a fantastic week, and the aim of the week was to bring people together around the Corrib, connecting communities. So we set out to do that by having events in 14 different locations and bringing people across the lake from the Kilbeg side behind me over here to Knockferry. And it started off in Galway Castle. We had a launch there, and we want to thank Eamon O'Donoghue for his hospitality. And we had Ger Hassett and the people from the Headford Lake project, which is a beautiful project in itself. And they were part of the week as well. And Dennis Goggin explained the purpose of the week. And we had a number of contributions then from people like Frank Fahy, who spoke on behalf of the Lough Corrib Navigation, and Sean Coyne, public representative, welcoming the work. And so during the week then, there was different events held in Oughterard on the archaeology of the logboats. In Moycullen, there was a guided walk. And as well as that, then we had different walks around Galway from Brian Nolan and from Phil James on the industrial archaeology. Caroline Stanley led people around Merlin Woods. And we had a fantastic tour and talk in St. Nicholas Cathedral. Then we went up the lake to Annadown and right up to Cong, and we had events around the logbooks in Headford. So all in all, 14 events talking about the heritage of Lough Corrib. And the idea is to make people aware of this magnificent lake, which is in the middle of Galway, which sometimes is forgotten or lost. So we want to recreate the identity, the heritage of Lough Corrib.
My name is Ger Henry Hassett, and I'm a committee member of the Headford Lakes project. The walk that's happening today arose because back in 2016, an artist who lives locally, Selma Makala, discovered a reference to lace making in the town when she was doing a project with the local national school. Following on from that, a committee was set up, and our aims are to research, revive and reimagine Headford lace making.
My name is Vincent Campbell, and I'm the chair of Cong Tidy Towns. Cong Tidy Towns is making a major effort to showcase the village. What we're trying to do is to showcase areas of interest that visitors and the community alike will find both pleasurable to see and visit, and also is endeavouring to present and highlight the village in a manner that respects the historical aspect of the village and show the connectivity between Cong, Lough Corrib and Galway.
Corrib Beo came up with an idea a while back, and I'm part of Corrib Beo, where they wanted an opportunity to bring the communities all around the Corrib together. With my experience with Oughterard Heritage and Moycullen Heritage, I knew all those heritage groups have a lot of work in the background, and it would give them an opportunity to expose what they were doing a lot more. Talking to Jerry Hanley, he came up with the idea that music was one way of bringing communities together. We'd get musicians playing in both Knockferry and Kilbeg piers. That was the first proposal, but then we decided we didn't want a competition as such, so we brought all the musicians to one side of the Corrib, Knockferry. There is great history in Knockferry and Kilbeg, because back in the day people travelled by boat across to Kilbeg. Even going back further to the Vikings, they travelled up and down, and surveys has been done that there's 25 Viking boats right across from here at the moment.
My name is Brendan Smith. I am the interim convener for the Galway National Park City Initiative. I'm Cathaoirleach, their chairperson of the Tuatha of Terryland Forest Park, and I'm a committee member for Corrib Beo. So these borings are a leftover from a time when most of Galway City was actually countryside, full of fields and so forth, and the borings were the laneways to bring people and cattle across from one area to another within the countryside. And we feel they were absorbed as the city expanded, and we feel that they have a new lease of life now as the greenways for the urban population of Galway City.
My name is Dennis Goggin. I'm a director of Corrib Beo and was involved in a very successful event during Heritage Week this year. One of the particular ones that I attended was a walk and talk guided tour of the monastic settlement in Anadown. The event in Anadown was guided by Dr. Jessica Cook, a local historian from the area who has restored the Anadown Castle.
The monastery at Anadown was first founded by St. Brendan for his sister, St. Briga, in or around the year 550. So St. Briga became abbess of the monastery of Anadown, which was probably a double house for men and women, while Brendan went off on his voyages in the Atlantic.
Dr. Cook gave a wonderful hour-and-a-half guided tour of the evolution of the monastic settlement there, and the state of preservation of that monastic settlement is wonderful. The work that the OPW have put into it, etc. While the event was very, very successful, we view it as a step in a process that is going to develop right around the Corrib, that is going to bring communities together as a force for change around the Corrib. And while the essence of the project at the moment was cultural, we would see that kind of evolving into an environmental project as well.
It's 120 acres plus in the heart of Galway. It is over 50 different species of birds living there, 6 species of bats. It has many, many other types of mammals like hedgehogs and foxes and so forth. So we need, for our own health and the health of the planet, and to give a future to our young people, and we need to tackle climate change, and it starts on our own doorstep.
Once communities are united in vice, then the focus begins to shift towards the environmental aspect and the environmental well-being of the Corrib.